what do you think are some of like the biggest issues for the Cuban community?
A major one for the Cuban community, at least, would be the language barrier. I think Cuba is a very shut off country in general. And, American culture there is, it's like iffy. So people don't really care too much to learn English. And obviously that creates, a huge disconnect when they get here. And so, in Louisville in particular, nowadays you're seeing more translations for things, I guess, like on signs and stuff, because they're starting to realize, oh, there's a huge Cuban population here, as well as just like Latinx in general population there. But like I remember growing up, I think up until like time I got into like high school, middle of high school, there wasn't really much like as far as like accommodating people who spoke the different languages. And so I think the language barrier is the main thing. And I feel like more programs or even resources could be obviously translated. Like I know in particular, information about the vaccine and things like that they're doing a really good job of translating those like forms and stuff. But what I also think that they're kind of missing out on is like also how they're going to reach these people, how they're going to reach these specific communities.
Do you see Latinx being used a lot in your community, or is it still saying Latino and Latina?
Yeah, I mean, it's still saying Latino and Latina. And I think because Latinx is just such I guess like a newer term. Like I remember I had never heard of the term Latinx until I got to college, and it was my freshman semester, and I was put into the Latino males in higher education class. That's when I got like that's when we had like a debate over it. I guess you could say like the professor gave us like a prompt and we were discussing it, but there was two sides and like you had to choose like what you thought. Yeah, traditionally, I mean, like even my mom and dad, like if I would say like Latinx in front of them, they'd be like, "Wait, what are you talking about?" I think that's just also just like a matter of like how they grew up, and also like the new information isn't getting to them as easy as it's getting to us. It's really easy to have discussions around like topics like that when you're in college, because there's like a community for it, and like it's everywhere. Like there's discussions, you talk about it in class, you'll go to a presentation and hear about it. But for them, it's like they don't really hear those terms. It's still very new to them. I can see in the coming years, not very soon, but in kind of the foreseeable future, I think that there will be a shift to where more people will start using the term. It will be more accepted, just because I think as the generations go on, people will start to like talk more about it. Like if somebody wants to be called Latino or Latina, I'll do that just so it's fair. When I got to college, I was like, Latin, like what? I've never heard this term before. Why are you guys making stuff up? But then obviously, like, as I went through my college career, I started to understand it more and had conversations about it. I understand it now. But I mean, I don't blame these people, like community in general, because like I said, people just like haven't really heard the term before. So it catches you off guard when you first